So MegaMouth, when you start your Twitch, you're gonna let me know so we can get it out there. We got to get your Twitch out, man.
Well, I got my let me tell you. So, I learn things as I need them. I think that's like I guess most people, but so I set my Twitch up the day before yesterday, and we actually streamed that same day. And actually, if you look on my page, my thumbnail is the Primal Carnage, and the tagline is "I don't know what I'm doing" because I really didn't know what I was doing, and I had to edit the goofy parts out, at the beginning where I'm like clicking around screens and everything. But I mean, yeah, I think if I do it a couple times, it'll be straight. But I will put that out there for y'all.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So what's your Twitch name?
I'm trying to keep things uniform. It's MegaMouth Games as well.
Awesome. Yeah. I try to do the same thing. I think it's good for everybody. I hate when I go on a system now. Like I've never had this problem until recently. Is now when I start to go play a new game and I have to make a gamer tag, I'll try to put in MindsGaming and it'll say it's already taken, and it gets me really upset.
You're gonna have to be clever. Do the MindsGaming birth year,
Yeah.
A B dash
6934.
put something funny on there. Yeah.
You have to somehow buy the rights, universal rights to that name at some point. Are you going to somehow we have to find a way so you can own that name? MindsGaming.
It's flattering. It's a little flattering. I must admit, it's fun. It's okay. I gotta find them and then kill them, though. That's my mission in the entire game from then on.
It's like a Highlander situation. There can only be one Highlander.
Yeah,
exactly. MindsGaming. You can see a trailer for it.
Yeah. So it's MegaMouth Gaming's on Twitch, guys. Make sure to check out his channel. Stop by, watch some content, because mine doesn't have streaming yet. We're gonna bitch about that every episode, I guarantee it.
All right, I remember you guys had some issue with your boosted content. Did that get sorted out?
Oh man, the boosted content. That was I don't know if that was sorted out, man. See, my whole thing is that like my community base and my subs support me well enough not to have to boost. So I don't boost that often, really. I only started boosting more often because my boost that I tried to boost got blocked, right? And then after that I just couldn't boost, and then I got pissed off, and I'm very open about me being pissed off about mine, so I just tell them what's going on in my feelings, and people get all out of sorts. But yeah, no, I mean, I think the last episode got boosted too, so I think since then that's the only thing I've boosted is the last episode we did. So yeah, that got boosted, so I'm happy with that. Yeah. Do you have any problems with boosting? You doing good on that, or you got plenty of?
I guess I'm doing all right. I told you, stinginess runs in my DNA, so I tend to hoard my tokens, and I try to when I'm posting memes and such, I try and post the dankest memes to make sure they get enough attention. But
yeah, man, I've definitely seen some of your memes. I want you inside my meme wars group. We need some dank ass memes.
Meme wars is a good way to get some memes out there and get new people to check out your channel for sure.
Oh, Meme Wars?
Yeah. I'll send you the link.
Oh, I got you here. There's a kid in a toy car there.
Yeah. That's my kid.
That's your kid.
Yeah, that's my kid. Man. Yeah.
Man, how many kids you got?
I just got one, man. One.
Okay. Well, that means it's time for another one.
No more. I'm good, bro. I'm good. You got any kids, MegaMouth?
Yeah, I got the one. He's his first tooth is coming loose. That was our excitement this week.
Yeah, man. It's always the whole teeth pain, man. They go crazy with that shit, dude. How old is he? Mine's 5.
He's 6, and well, you know, his birthday's late in the year, so he's the oldest one in the class. So I guess he's the first one to get the loose tooth, and they said it. He's doing the school by Zoom, so he said it over to Zoom, and all the kids were like, "Ooh," you know. Yeah. So I mean, you know, it's just crazy because the time goes by so quick.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it goes by way too quick. What games is he into right now?
Well, I told you he's got the thing about dinosaurs. So with the Primal Carnage, the people versus dinosaurs, I was playing that for him, and you know, like he's going nuts on that live stream. He knows all the buttons and stuff, and I had like, you know, no clue when I started streaming that game. And he's like, oh, hit him with the net. I'm like, the net? Can they break out the net? He's like, no, you know, hit the dinosaur with the net. And dude broke out the net. I said, dude, what are you doing? And he's sitting there rolling on the floor. I guess he tried to set me up. So
yeah, man.
I did. I picked up the Jurassic World Evolution, so I'm gonna try and learn that. So I can teach him how to play, because Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, he's all about them dinosaurs, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you gotta get him into stuff.
Yeah, dinos. Yeah.
He can't spell them, but he can tell you all the names of them.
That's
Oh
cool.
hell yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's all that matters. I probably can't spell half their fucking names either. What are you talking about? I'm just thinking about that. Like, what the hell? No, I don't know if I could spell that. Oh man. But yeah, my kid right now, he's into like Roblox and stuff. Like, they got so many different games on there. It's crazy, dude. Like, and it's cross-platform, so he can play like on anything that he wants, and it's really annoying sometimes, but
My kid, he watches all these guys on YouTube. That's, you know, one of the benefits of making your own videos is you can get him to watch your stuff. But he finds, you know, I say this with love because I appreciate everybody, all the gamers in the YouTube community, but he finds the most annoying YouTubers like every time without fail. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, they're drawn to them, man. I swear. Like, I was like, because you know, I watch the gaming channels too on my YouTube, so I'll come and like peek at my phone every once in a while to see what I'm watching, and then go watch one of his. And I'm like, oh my god, how can you watch that?
you know, I make a conscious decision. Like when I'm, you know, I'm playing and, you know, I'm doing my own commentary, I'm like, okay, can I not talk as much as some of these guys? You know what I mean? Because they have to narrate everything they're doing. They're trying to fill up all that dead space.
Yeah,
But man, I can't do that. That's too much. That's too high energy for me. I'm trying to relax and chill. You know what I mean?
yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. So, what do you do to what are your, you know, you drink to relax? You smoke? What do you do?
Well, you know, we try and be healthy. So we, yeah, I used to enjoy a pipe and a cigar back in the day, but that's for only special occasions now. You know, from time to time we have us a beer too.
Okay.
I'm partial to wine myself, but just because I tell myself it's healthier for you. But
yeah.
you know.
You got to give yourself a reason. What kind of wine do you enjoy?
Well, you know, I try and buy Australian just because I don't like how they're getting bullied, you know, politically and such. But that's just me. I like Australia. I got a bunch of Australian friends from when I actually worked overseas for a number of years. Met some good dudes.
Yeah. What? Where in Australia did you go?
Oh, actually, I lived and worked in China for a while, but I worked with a bunch of Australians. And
Okay.
I tell you, them boys are a trip. You ain't never seen a rowdier bunch of people. But yeah, so that's just why I buy Australian most of the time.
And what, you get cabs or what do you get?
But yeah, it just depends on my mood. I'm partial to the reds. You know, I like a dry, deep red.
Yeah. I like good red wine, man. I like Moscato wines too. You know, how many people know about those? But a good Southern boy should.
I'm familiar now. You know.
Yeah, buddy. That's my wine of choice. Tori D, what are you doing, bro? You got anything else for us, man?
Who, me? Nah, I was just, like to enjoy wine every now and then too.
I know you're a mushroom guy, man. I know.
That is true.
It's okay. Weed is more my thing, but we definitely got to do some mushrooms sometime.
Once we get this teleporting down, then we could just teleport.
yeah. We're getting there. We're getting there, man. Don't joke yourself. We're gonna have teleporting one day. You think so, MegaMouth? We're gonna have teleporting one day.
Well, I've seen The Fly before, so I will not be at the front of the line for that. I'm just saying, like 10 million people in front of me, no problem. Then I'll think about it,
It's a bit of a worry to think what might get trapped in there with you by accident. You might be spliced with something else. Yeah, could be a bit of a...
Yeah, that's kind of a good way to end it. I don't know why. It seems like this is the way to do things. Is like a trippy movie that kind of like mess with your head. You're talking about The Fly. That was one of those movies. I don't know why, but I've been thinking about The Cube by it was an early movie by Jim Henson. He did it like in college or whatever, and it's like this really weird existential film. But it reminds me of this dream.
I've never heard of that film.
You never heard of The Cube? Like the original Cube?
No.
There's later a Cube that's made, but it's a horror film or whatever. But I'm talking about like the old school one, like in '68 or something like that.
So you mean the Muppets creator, Jim Henson?
Yeah,
it was
that
his
guy.
movie.
Yeah, when he was in
I
college.
thought that sounds really... I want to see that now.
Yeah, he did a really trippy movie. What about you?
You're gonna have to send me the link to that. I've never seen it either. So
yeah. I'll find it and I'll send it to you guys. But what about you, MegaMouth?
Cool.
Oh, I ain't seen no Cube. I thought you was talking about the one about the people stuck in space or whatever.
No, not that one. There's like an older one. But yeah. And what about you? What kind of like movie do you like, or what kind of movie stands out for you?
Well, I've always been a big horror movie guy, but I don't remember. It all goes back to I think I saw Jaws when I was like 6 years old, and that movie messed me up so bad. I was afraid to take a bath. I was afraid to sit on a toilet. I didn't want to go to the beach, and I don't know if you guys have seen this movie, but it's called Critters, and it's about these like little furry monsters. I've seen that. And I don't know why, but I saw that when I was a kid, and that one messed me up. And I used to be scared to walk around my own house because all these critters were going to come and get me. But
if you watched it now, it'd be like a comedy, comedy horror, probably. But obviously, as a tiny little child, it would have been quite... I can see why it would have been terrifying. Do you know what I mean? It's like But yeah, there's some comedy elements to that film.
I got a funny personal story, kind of like about Jaws. So, anyways, I live here in LA, and when family visits, we go to Universal Studios, and they used to have this. I don't know if they still have it, but they used to have this old school Jaws, like when you take the tram around, and then like Jaws comes and like scares people in the tram. And then my cousin from Texas, I forgot how old we were. We were pretty young, and she was just like talking shit, like everything's like fake, and like why would anybody get scared and all this kind of stuff. And then she's like right next to where like Jaws pops out, and she just like loses her shit. She starts like crying, and like she starts yelling, and like she got all scared. And then the rest of the day, like me and my cousins like just like clowned her for like the whole day. Like, oh, you're not scared? You're not scared? And we would just like pretend like we were screaming, like how she was screaming. It was so funny.
You're evil, man. You're evil. I would have been searching. Like you can't talk shit about not being scared and then get scared. It's just not how it works.
Yeah. And so that's why we had to make fun of her. Like she was just talking shit the whole time, and then she got scared. It was funny.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man. So you like horror, huh? What'd you think of It? See, it was my downfall, man. When I was a kid, I shouldn't have watched that.
Me too. I watched the first film with Tim Curry, the first not the more recent one.
Yeah,
I watched that and it freaked me out for about 3 years. I couldn't get it out of my head. Every time it actually gave me some form of like this sounds funny in a way because it sounds really over the top, but I swear to God, that film gave me some kind of post-traumatic stress because every year or so I'd forget about it. And then I'd be like in the shower or something and I'd sit with the curtain drawn and I'd be thinking, oh my God, when that curtain comes back, he's going to be standing there or something. It would keep cracking into my head like years down the line. I was thinking, oh my God, because it's like this thing that could just appear at any point. I think that's the scary aspect. It's not something that you could say, well...
Yeah.
You know, like with Jaws isn't really going to come up through the toilet, but I suppose if you're a kid, you might think that it's possible. But with it's almost like it could be a real thing. Like you could really hallucinate that clown, or you could really see some hideous thing coming out of your taps or something.
Yeah, you know,
Do you know what I mean?
when I was little,
blood,
what I would used to do, what would freak me out, and kind of similar to what MegaMouth Gaming was saying, is that I would watch America's Most Wanted or the mystery show, and then I would like convince myself I saw that person like at the supermarket. I'm like, oh my God, like that person's running away, and like he's there, and like he must have known because we made eye contact, and then I'll be looking outside the window, like, oh my God, they're gonna come and break in the house, and then like I would just like to like freak myself out. I guess I don't know. It's funny.
Yeah. It's like you always want to. It's that mindset where you always want to identify somebody. And it's like when you're walking in a crowd and you think you see your friend, you know, and you look over
and you even like run up to them and like,
I don't fucking know you.
Yeah. Or at a party or something like that.
Oh man.
Hey, when I was in college, I lived in an apartment, as a studio apartment by myself, and it was in like a nice quiet street. It's by like a back alley. And I used to stay up like crazy late because I didn't have any responsibilities really. And I watched this movie called The Fourth Kind with Mila Jovovich. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that one.
Freaked me out. I like those like
bro.
Yeah.
Bro, that movie freaked. I went through this phase at that time where I would like stay up late, and I would go into these weirdo chat rooms where like the like reptilian alien dudes and all. And I would just read all the stuff, and I'm like, this is all nonsense. And then, but like in the back of my brain, I'm like, what if Obama's a reptilian? You know what I mean? Like, so, and I watched that movie, and it's the image of the lady, getting abducted by the alien, but then the alien putting the imagery of the owl looking through a window. Yeah. That freaked me out so bad. I became nocturnal for like 4 months. Like I stayed up all night, slept during the day, had like no social life. But yeah, that movie totally upended my lifestyle for like almost half a year.
Yeah. Those are the best, man. They're the best. I don't know why, but you'll never forget it, right?
Well, they're always like, "Oh, it's based on a true story." I'm like, "All right, well, I'm never going to Alaska."
Oh man. Well, I think we can wrap up. I think oh no. Hold on. What's one thing that you want to see improve on Minds, MegaMouth? I missed that question, sorry.
One thing I would like to see improved, I think they should I don't know, I don't want to say this because I'm gonna say it. I think they should do a better job, but like you should be able to select if you want to see like, anime boobies in your feed, like you should be able to like select no thanks, I don't want to see it because I got my kid, walking around my computer. I mean, it's cool and all, but give the brother about 5 more years before you start, throwing that in his face. But I mean, you can select NSFW and such, but some users are a little forgetful about that. But my mama didn't raise no snitch, so I just think I think that's one thing that could be improved. Just to improve the family friendliness of the site. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I agree. I think
that's been always like a major debate on Minds, but I pretty sure the last time I talked to Bill, which was at the end of the year in December, he was talking about more filters for that and better blocking and certain things like that, so that you could start to maybe curate that out for yourself. But I think the boost would always go for everybody. But yeah, more filters for that for sure. I think in development and should be coming sometime soon, I think.
Yeah, working on the not safe for work tags. So that's definitely something that they're working on. But yeah, I definitely want to see ways to select different not safe for work content and like what you can and do and don't want to see at certain times. You know what I mean? You don't want to do that all day. You don't want to look at boobs all day, but sometimes it's nice.
Yeah, it's like my youngest kid, she's 9, she's really into the tech stuff. She's like very into Roblox, and I've just got her on this little coding course, so she's starting to learn about, the basics of coding and stuff. But I've got to be honest, as much as I love Minds, I wouldn't feel safe. I mean, she's too young at the moment, but I wouldn't feel like she could scroll through Minds and it would be okay. But then, to be honest, I wouldn't feel that it was safe for her to scroll through Facebook, or because there can be sort of inappropriate things that flash up there. But it'd be nice to think that we could perhaps, that Minds could be unique in the sense that we could set something up like you're saying, where you can really kind of finalize the settings of how you want your experience on Minds to be.
Yeah.
So in a sense, it'd be even better than Facebook. Even less dangerous than Facebook. That would be perfect. All the while keeping the free speech going. People can still share stuff. But
I kind of envision later, and I've always envisioned this when they started to mess around with subdomains, but maybe it's like, where you have your own Minds inside of Minds, so you maybe really get more functionality out of the group. So, like, for MegaMouth Gaming, he really has a really good group, which is basically somewhere in between Minds and a Discord kind of room. And so, like, you could talk to your community, and you guys could, like, share your memes and, like, have a good time, and then, only interact with, like, the greater, wilder community for boosting and promoting, your live stream and your really good memes. But for your most interactions, you're interacting with your community. You're interacting with the people, like in a Discord or in a Slack kind of setting, and then you interact with the weirder, greater community to kind of like push your stuff out there to attract more people to your community. And so then I think that's like kind of a interesting avenue, which I think at least Imaginarium at MindsGaming has done.
There might even be a possibility in the future to have like a kids community on Minds, like an actual area they can go, like with the VR and stuff. We're working on with the Imaginary Pad, where they can go on and they can do like educational things or digital art or learn basics of coding and things like that. And they could have a whole kind of VR experience. Because I'm kind of thinking, more and more people are homeschooling their kids with all the COVID stuff. I kind of think because of COVID, more people are going to realise that perhaps there are actual benefits to homeschooling your children, and as a result of that, might actually think, well, I'm never going to send my kids back to school now. So it would be great, like in the future, if we could accommodate kids of different ages. And it could just be a whole, like you're saying, Dan, a whole new section of Minds where the kids they're going to be safe from any of the other stuff going through the kind of the main feed.
The community feeds, like, because that's one of the things I suggested previously is that we should, like, channels should be able to come their own kind of community feed where they serve boosts and they serve content like the newsfeed does. So so then you could have like a channel that you can go to always, and what's going to be on there, and that it's not going to be this content you don't want to see, and then you can always go exploring into the main other circles and, you know, find other stuff. But, you know, for the most part, it would just be on that main community feed, and you'd just be interacting with stuff that you wanted to see and you already knew that you wanted to see, you know what I mean? But hopefully something like that comes down the line where we can, you know, the filters are definitely coming soon, so that will definitely help a little bit. But yeah, as MegaMouth said, like, some of the problem is users not actually tagging it at all and not the filters themselves, but we'll get there. Anyways, I think it's a good place to wrap up the show, guys. It was fun talking.
Man, I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, man, it was fun talking to you. It's good,
nice to meet you.
Get to know you, and we'll have to have you back on, and you know,
and talk about more horror movies that like freaked us out.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Hey, man, we could do a
show and
Star
talk
Wars
about
chat,
some
man.
horror movies with us. It's definitely be fun.
I could hold y'all hostage and rant about The Last Jedi.
It's not a horror movie. I mean, I guess to some fans it was. Oh, man.
Good night, everyone.
All right, guys. Later, man. Later.
Take it easy, guys. Bye.
Adios.
Live streaming.